Hey everybody, it's Stephen Noel. Thanks for tuning in to check out our truck camper tour video. This has turned into be a bit of a labor of love. A lot of people have been interested in a camper tour, and
we gave you one.
well, now you've got one.
Maybe more than you want.
So we've got two versions. We've got a short version for those that are just casually interested, and then we've got the mega version for those that are really interested. So
I'm not that
I don't know that we're that interested now that we're done with it. But we were talking, I think if I had run into like one of the longer videos when we were looking to purchase one of these, I probably would have paid attention to it.
Yeah, I would have too.
We kind of mixed in, it's a tour of our camper, but it's also some of our opinions of how well it's working for us, what we think of different components, both on the inside and outside. So we hope you'll enjoy. If you do us a solid, it's the three things we would like you to do.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up on the video.
Comment.
Comment and subscribe. Thanks, guys. See you soon. One of the things that we learned from the Arctic Fox dealer was that all the locks that came on the outside of the Arctic Fox, with the exception of the rear door, all the locks are universal. So anyone who had bought an Arctic Fox could walk up with their key and open up our components. So we went ahead and we spent the money and we had all the locks rekeyed except the back door. So start up here on our left. This is for our water. So when we're going to fill up our house water tank, it's about 50 gallons fresh water we can put in. This is the compartment we open up to do that. Beneath that, this is our hot water heater. So in some of our previous videos, we kind of looked at this on how to winterize, but this is the hot water heater itself. We have an auxiliary shower. We've never used it. We can plug in here and there's a hose and we can actually stand outside and take showers. We've never used that either. This is our battery bank. So inside we have two deep cycle batteries. I'm not going to slide it out. This is what we charge from our solar. This is what would be used for all of our electronics inside. And this is what we would use as well to start our generator when we need power.
Does it also get charged from our truck running?
Yeah, the truck we actually will charge these as well. So when we're running the truck, power comes back into the camper and we'll charge these as well. One thing I added just some screen here. I was concerned about wasps or something coming in and kind of making a nest in here. So I went ahead and took the step and added screen. So this identifies for us here where our center of gravity is. If you look underneath down here, we have our fresh water. This is when like we're at a like an RV park or somewhere where they have fresh water for us to hook up to, we would hook up right here. This is our sandy flush. This is, we hook up here again when we're at some kind of an RV park or a dump station. This is a nozzle that sticks into the black tank and then sprays water, hopefully to clear out any kind of debris that's gotten stuck on the inside of the tank. Next to that, we have a connector here for an extra solar panel. So if we wanted to get like a 10-watt solar panel and stick it on the outside in the sun, then this is where you would connect it. So far, our energy consumption has not really required that, but we're not really power intensive in what we're doing. I can see if we were to get jobs or if we were out here like trying to make a living and where we truly need like power connection solid all the time, maybe something like this would be of interest to us. A little more power here on the side, or actually just adding more panels on the top. Satellite ready. So this guy we can use when we're in an RV park. We can connect to like a cable signal if they have it. So we've got cable and another panel. We just plug it in here, plug it into the jack that the RV park has. This is a leveling little guy that I added here. This tells us how level the camper is.
Not exactly level now.
Not perfect.
Close enough.
Yeah. We use this once in a while. This is our connector for power. We are 30 amp for shore power. Only time we open it is when we're going to hook our power up to it. Next one over, we've got our is our propane tanks. We have two 15-pound tanks here. I don't think we've run out yet. We've come close, but we haven't actually run out. If you look inside at the top here, this little lever tells you which tank we're pulling from right now. The green valve on the top tells you that that tank has propane in it. So like right now when we are really we're boondocking, the temperature is moderate. We're using this for the refrigerator, and we're using this for whatever little bit of heat that we use. But
Usually one cycle in the morning.
yeah, like our current consumption, we could just go on for weeks, I imagine. I think we had these filled up 2 weeks ago, and my expectation, 3 weeks ago, excuse me, my expectation is I'll probably get them filled up again, probably within the next week. That's more out of like an overabundance of caution than necessarily a need to do it.
Let's talk about the locks on there.
Yeah, so the dealer, we just had some work done here. The dealer was
The service department.
shop guy was really annoyed with me that I had a key lock on here. I don't remember if this came with a key lock or if I added a key lock, but for me, when I looked at like the idea of like particularly putting this into storage somewhere where we're going to leave it for a while, I was really trying to identify what would people steal from the outside, and for me the propane tanks were a big one. But his feedback to me was this was like a gigantic safety violation, and he made it a point to write that on to
But maybe we should keep it on
our
there.
receipt. Maybe we could talk about that, yeah. So move further back, this is our controller back here for our gray water, for our black water. We've got a remote back here for our jacks, these guys right here. We keep back here. We keep our little container of diesel fuel back here, or fuel additive back here as well. And, oh, okay. This, another crap design from Arctic Fox. Every time I want to use the fan inside, I need to come out here and open
The
it.
stove fan.
Yeah, I'm 6'3". If we assume that my reach is 3.5 feet,
Dun, 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 dun.
so my arm stretch here, I'm 9 feet, 9.5 feet, and I can't reach. So every time I want to use it, I have to come out here and get on a stool and then reach up and then open these two up. This guy on the top, this is a motion sensor light. We've never used it.
Do you have to turn it on?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It really kind of falls into that bucket again for me of like,
Why would we?
why, yeah, maybe if I'm in a sketchy area and I want it to light up, like if someone's coming towards my camper or whatever. But honestly, for us, if we're in a sketchy area, we are probably just going to move and go to an area that's not sketchy. So to me, it's none of those things like, do I really need that? Probably not. Okay. Oh, last thing. These are this is not really part of the camper itself. These are fast jacks. They cost a little bit extra money, but literally you can pop this whole clamping mechanism off in 10-15 seconds. And provided you don't move the camper around too much, you can put it back on in 10 or 15 seconds. If you've moved the camper around, say you had to have work done in the camper or you dropped the camper or whatever, it may take us, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes each on these to get them set back up. You have to adjust the tension on it. But for us, a good purchase for the jacks. Tie downs. So in the back here we have got a couple connectors here for power. If I want to run something outside, to use these I would need to be connected to either shore power or I would need to have the generator running. We went with the optional Fox landing on the back here. The Fox landing gives us this extra step down here.
And the big landing.
And the big landing folds up like this when we're driving. One of the things we noticed was that sometimes, and this is a good example, it can be just a big step here from the ground up. At 6'3", generally the steps don't bother me. At 5 foot,
4
4
and a half.
sometimes these are a big step to make. So we went with the optional landing. So one of the nice things, an option that we haven't really explored yet is down here. We have a coupling for a gas grill. So we've been looking for a gas grill to take with us, out wherever we're at. It'd be nice to be able to grill outdoors. But then the reality of the gas grill is that we have to store it. So it'll end up riding in the truck with us. So we've looked on and off, I have, at a couple different stores. I haven't found anything small enough yet that really fits the need for what I want it to do. But for future expansion, this is great. Right next to it, this is where we keep our hose for our black water stuff when we're going to do any kind of rinsing, black water. This is the hose we get out. The other end of this hose, the far end here, I can just slide it out. This is where we keep our connector for sewer applications when we're going to drain the gray water tank or drain the black water tank. We connect this guy. Typically we're doing it from the other end down here, closer to our connectors. So the other thing down here, this is I don't know what the official name is, I just call it a foot locker. So it's an extra storage area where you can put stuff. I think in concept, it was a great idea. The reality for us is we put stuff down here that we're not going to use that often.
Which works out fine, really.
But then we find stuff in here that we forgot about. So at the moment we've got fishing supplies, we've got some more diesel fuel, we have sun umbrellas, and a pair of sandals. And I'm pretty sure I lost something off the back of this. I'm not sure how to take this off yet to actually go in there and dig around to find it. But it's a good spot, I guess, if there's things that you don't need on a daily basis. If you need it on a daily basis, this is just not the place to put it. So we've got a ladder back here. We use the ladder when we want to get up onto the roof to do any kind of inspection or repair or anything like that. We can fold the ladder out of the way. So the ladder folds up, and we've got a little latch to put on it. Only time I generally do that, though, is when I'm going to come down here to the generator. So we've got a generator. It's locked. So we've got a generator down here. This is our 2500 LP. So this is liquid propane. Generally, we don't muck around here that much, probably because we don't use it that much. One of my future projects is to actually raise the generator and put some vibration isolation pads underneath it, but that's the generator. This is our manual crank. If we need to crank out the slide manually, stick a special little tool in there and then you can crank it out. So these are the jacks. We've got 4 jacks that come with the system. The 2 in the back are stationary, the 2 in the front will rotate out a little bit. We use these when we want to raise the camper, when we've disconnected the camper tie downs and we're going to drive the truck out from underneath the camper. We use these drop all the way down to the ground and raise the jack up, move the truck out, and then we can lower the camper right back down. The only other thing we really have in the back to talk about, well, I guess there's a few things. We have this light bar up here at the top. Honestly, this is, to me, this is another area where I think the Fox guys are just disconnected from, at least from our reality. We've only used this once or twice. If we were hiking somewhere at night and we're coming back and there were like a remote control where we could activate this, okay, it might have some value. But the only way to turn it on and off is from inside the camper itself. So I think this is just like a security thing. If someone is banging on your back door or something, you can light them up with this. And thankfully that has really not been our experience at all. So far to me, 9 months into it, this is worthless. This is the backup camera. We did pay, I think, an extra $800 for this, worth every penny. Oh, Noel's saying 400 bucks. So we paid 400 bucks for this, worth it. If you're thinking about whether to get one or not, just buy it. You'll be glad you did. Underneath it here, we have the thermometer that we added. We showed that to you on the inside. That just gives us a temperature of what is it like outside. So in our compartment back here, we keep, I'd say like outdoor things that we don't use every day, but we use them with some kind of frequency. So here's our extension line for our 30 amp shore power. Got a water filter, our cable if we stay at an RV park that has cable TV, tire jacks for leveling, some miscellaneous box. I've got a water filter, I've got the hose for the outdoor shower. Then we have our whitewater hose for fresh water. So we have two different hoses that we use, one for anything that's going to be involved with our black water, and then we have a different one that we use. This one anytime it's going to be clear water that we would use for drinking. I think that's about it out here. I mean, we've got over here, we have the refrigerator exhaust. On the top we have the freezer exhaust.
So today we are in sunny Santa Fe. It's pretty awesome, and we've been talking about doing a inside tour of our truck camper for quite some time. So it's the day. So I'll start here in the kitchen, and we have a pull-out pantry, which is pretty cool. Also not as useful as I would think it would be. I recently saw a lady on Facebook whose husband made a pretty cool one that if we had all of the tools, I'd get Steve to make, well, if we had access to all of the woodworking tools, which are in storage in Portland. So that's our pantry. This is our garbage can. Let me just show you because it's kind of a neat little thing. So it's simply just a little this. I put a rubber band on the inside to hold the bags a little tighter, but it fits here perfectly and holds a garbage bag. It holds the right size garbage bag to easily empty at a gas station, which is key. So this pantry is for canned goods, and powdered sugar that we shoved in there because we were going to make something at Christmas and never got around to it. But it's not very deep. It's only deep enough for a little bit of canned goods. So now I'll show you our cooking section of the kitchen. We have a 3-burner stovetop. It's kind of rare that we use all 3 burners. Normally we just use the front one. But Steve gets adventurous sometimes and cooks big meals that use all 3 burners at the same time. And it actually works. Like, it works really well to have all 3 going at the same time. So it works for us. We have smaller pots and pans that we keep stored down here in the oven. So it's a cheap set from Walmart, like 20 bucks. But we don't worry about scratching it up, or it's 20 bucks from Walmart. So we don't use the oven super often. Maybe, I don't know, 3 times?
Yeah, 3-4 times, not much.
Yeah, Steve made brownies. He made a tofu cacciatore. He's baked some fish. Notice I'm saying Steve has used the oven. I don't believe that I've used it at all.
Seriously? You haven't used it?
No.
Oh.
Can you think of what I would have used it for?
To cook something? You haven't used it?
No, I don't think so.
Wow. The truth comes out on video.
I'm fairly certain that only you have used
Shame. 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 Shame.
Anyway, here's our microwave. No Game of Thrones puns. So basically we use the microwave to store our big bowl and tea. That's pretty much all we use it for. If we are in a campground with electricity, I think sometimes we have popcorn that Steve will microwave in it, but we don't always even have that. So
Leftovers.
yeah, we do use it for leftovers if we stay in a campground, and that's kind of nice. So that's our cooking area.
How about the fan?
What about it? It's loud. Doesn't seem to work super great. Even with the fan going, we still open the window here above the sink. And we often still have a fire alarm going off. So the fan isn't great. The light, I'll show you the light when it's dark, but the light is almost worthless. It's not a cooking light, it's basically a light for using at night, I guess.
A nightlight. Yeah.
A nightlight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's not very good for cooking. Maybe we could look at switching out the bulb, or I don't know. But that's our cooking area.
So this section over here, this is kind of our electronics corner. So here, this is our solar panel controller. It tells us what we have currently happening with the panels on top. We have 120 watts, 120 watt on top of the camper. I had to think about that for a second here. This is like a DVD player. So honestly, this is for people that are older than we are. This is
Careful there.
well, you know, honestly,
we've watched some DVDs.
see, look at that. I don't even have it set up.
Yeah.
So we have watched a few DVDs on here. Truthfully, though, we've got a HDMI cable that we run to our cell phone. We're downloading our content to our cell phone, then cell phone to our TV. So the idea of crawling out here at night or whatever to stick the DVD in is pretty unappealing. We've tried to control the DVD player from the bed, like bouncing the signal off of the fan here. I've seen from other Arctic Fox owners, they say they have success doing that. I really haven't had success. So when we're watching a movie, generally it means one of us is crawling to the end of the bed to Steve, yeah, me, to use the remote and aim the remote up here. I have used this. We play music through it. It's nice. You can get music. There's speakers throughout the whole thing.
And outside.
And outside. This is just one of those areas I think Arctic Fox is just really not a current product.
I just saw a screen flash that says Bluetooth. What's that mean?
We can connect our phones to it. That's how I connect.
Oh, for music.
For music, yeah.
Yeah, for music.
They've got an actual connection on the inside back here. It has to be one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. They can't even begin to explain to me what sense it makes. Anyway, we don't use it a whole lot. I would like it if we could build an Arctic Fox where we could actually go through and pick our electronics. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, so you kind of get stuck with the technology that I think people that are in a different generation than us are more interested in. Next to that, we've got our controller. This is just for the our furnace in here. So we've got a propane heater.
And air conditioning, right?
Yeah, we have air conditioning as well. So we can control hot, cool from here. Like today, I think we have it set pretty low. I mean, it was set from this morning.
When we got up.
When we got up, so 68. Usually at night, we turn this down to 50. We're just, yeah. It's a nice, easy way to maintain the heat in here, though. Beneath that, this is something that we've added. This is just internal, external temperature. So it gives us an idea of what the temperature is outside the camper.
81 degrees. We are in Santa Fe and loving that.
Yeah. So this is more important, I think, when the temperature is much warmer or when the temperature is much cooler. Like right now, when the temperature is like mid 70s or whatever, it doesn't really matter that much. But it is handy to be able to look outside and say, when I go outside, it's 95 degrees or something, so I want to stay inside. This is our control.
It has not happened to us yet.
Yeah, our control panel. This tells us for our batteries. So look right now, our batteries are full. Our fresh water, we have a third of a tank. Black water, it says we're full.
We've been boondocking for a couple weeks.
The truth is the black water sensor doesn't really work that well.
No.
So
it's shitty.
I can't believe you said that. And then our gray water, 2/3 full. I believe the freshwater tank, when it tells us how much water we have in there, black water, I don't believe at all. Gray water, yeah, it seems relatively accurate. The black water is just notoriously bad for the sensor.
Any system.
Yeah. So when push comes to shove with the black water, we'll use a flashlight and open the valve and actually look down into the tank.
Somehow that has become my job. I don't know how.
So when we look over here, continuing on the panel, without any extra commentary from Noel, this is our water pump. This is just what we have hooked up like right now. We turn the pump on and that allows us to have water down here at the sink. Our porch lights, this is the back light, I think, behind us. cab over light. This puts power up into our bedroom area. Our gas water heater, flip it on when we want to heat the water with gas, or if we're plugged into shore power, we would not turn on the gas. We would turn on the 110 volts water heater. This is our power generator. Tells you how many hours we have on the generator. We can click it over to start, and then it'll run. So if you look, we probably have around 10 hours on the generator.
Can't really see it.
At this point, we've owned the 12 hours. Okay, we've owned this for 9 months. So if you do the math, it comes out, we don't use it a whole lot. We've used it a little bit for like air conditioning. Once in a while, we turn it on when we have a bunch of electronics that we need to charge up. But by and large, we're trying to do everything that we can off of solar. That may change, you know, if we end up boondocking somewhere like Arizona in like July or August when it's super, super hot and we want to run the air conditioner a lot. But thus far, that has really not been our experience. Things that we've added in this area, we added 2 hooks here. Typically when we come in, we put our keys up here on the hooks.
Where are your keys?
In my pocket, because I was just outside getting an extension cord. So hang our keys here. We've Velcroed this down. This is just like our catch-all for kitchen stuff. This is Velcro down soap as well. Generally, before we're going to drive, all our vegetables will come into the sink. We added this right here, paper towel holder. We like it, and I think that's it.
Yeah, under counter light actually works really well. A little bit of kitchen storage. Here is, we have 2 drawers only, so don't mind how dirty they are, but they are pretty long, and really everything we need is in here. This is our combination of junk drawer and silverware drawer, so it's enough for what we need. This drawer is clearly where we keep, you know, important stuff like garlic and the tips to our hiking poles.
I thought you said the last drawer is the junk drawer.
I thought so too. Maybe I should have looked at these before we started. So anyway, that's our drawers. Down below it is just a little small cupboard. I don't really know what you would put here. We keep sandwich bags. It's perfect for that. I keep a little tension rod to keep them in. So that's what's down there. And here is our kitchen supply drawer. And frankly, we don't use most of it. We have a small coffee pot. Steve's dad, bless his heart, he sometimes gets confused when he's ordering stuff on Amazon. And he may not have ordered 8 coffee pots when he meant to order 1 to replace his broken Keurig. So this one we could not return because it didn't have a box. It's tiny. It leaks.
It's awful.
We may get rid of it. We've tried it twice now. We may just let it go at the Goodwill. But that stays down there, and we can only use it, you know, when we're plugged in at a campground, which isn't very often. So cleaning supplies, extra grocery bags for our garbage bags. These are handy. It's a little plastic thing. I first saw them at a liquor store, and they actually work perfect for our glass bottles and jars. We try to buy stuff in plastic, unfortunately, because it's better for in here, even though it's not better. But for glass bottles, we put these around them. That's our bottom storage.
Back here, we've got some fuses. We have another bank of fuses for the jacks. This is our extra controller for the jacks outside. We have one that we keep out by our Blackwater valves. This is our hot water tank over here on the left. This is the inside of our battery bank. So the battery bank we access from outdoors, but this is just the box that they built around the battery bank itself. And actually, I think in previous videos we looked at this. This is where we can do the shut-off valve for the hot water heater down here. So this is a landing step from the bunk area up here. So you can step here, and then up into bed. But underneath the steps area here, we also have like a hidden compartment We use it for storing the too many towels that we have,
Yeah, we need to delete.
extra rice, that kind of stuff, some screws, some nuts and bolts. Yeah, so overflow stuff that we don't
Band-aids, huh? I was looking for those.
have to see, there you go.
Clearly we don't use them that much.
Yeah, so we put stuff in here and then we just promptly forget about it.
Yeah.
Down in here we have, if we look down, we can see the whitewater tank.
That was my cue to move over, correct?
Yeah. So when we look down, we can see this is our freshwater tank. This was the valve that I was using when we were doing the winterization. We've got the inverter over here for power, black water back here. So really it's just this is, for us, it's just an extra compartments. We have not had to go down here and really do a whole lot of work in this area at all, other than just storing things and the little bit of winterization work that we did. So a hidden area, really, well, hidden from plain sight. Down here underneath the sink, this is like a fuse area. So pretty good description here. We've got our breakers, fuses. I've been in here, I think, twice. The first time to see, you know, what fuses did we have so I could order spares. And the second time I was just in here within the last few weeks when we really hit that Arctic chill and we lost power. Everything seemed to be unhappy in here when we started power back up. So I actually ended up going through and pulling all the fuses one by one to verify that everything was okay. Thankfully, everything was okay.
So this is our spice rack. It's pretty handy. Actually, it's come in more handy than we thought it would be. Turns out we have a lot of spices. And so that's all that is. Steve connected little hooks right here so that we can put our cutting board. We don't wear our shoes in the house, just like at home. So usually our slippers are here. We switch to house shoes when we come in, or we're barefoot. Here's our fridge. A little messy at the moment, but it has everything you need. Milk, beer, carrot juice, condiments. So everything we need fits in here just fine. Here's our freezer. Right now it's a little more full than normal. We've been trying to make some smoothies in the morning, being a little healthier. Actually, I'll show you that. This actually moves up and down. The bottom was just full, so I moved it up. For right now, we keep coffee in there, ice trays. We really don't use the ice very much. And what was I saying? Oh yeah, I'll show you that little blender that we got because it's pretty cool, actually. A 12-volt cup blender. Works great for smoothies. Alright, so the last part of our kitchen tour is our cupboards above the sink. I have to stand on the stepping thing to reach these, but Steve could just reach them. So this is kind of a catch-all for tall stuff. We keep our coffee cups, beer stein, our coffee. We most of the time are lazy and just have decaf. What am I trying to say?
Instant.
Yeah, that. Instant. Steve helps me with my words sometimes. So we have a French press back in there. We used to use it a lot. Now we tend to use instant more. These two cupboards, more spices in here. We don't tend to use a lot of them. This has oatmeals, and this has like packaged things, spices, you know, like gravy packets or taco seasoning packets, that kind of thing. We keep a few paper plates and our paper plate holders. One thing I didn't show you over here is up at the top, which is empty now, is a paper plate holder. The paper plates that I recently purchased were too big to fit in there, so it's kind of empty now. So in these totes up here is more of staples. I don't know, pine nuts, some dried shrimp from Louisiana. This tote has our dishes, our actual dishes in it. We just got a melamine, is that what you call it? Melamine set that's supposed to be unbreakable. And we keep those in there. That kind of stuff. So it's more like general pantry stuff. And truthfully, this one and this one, we almost never open. So we could sure do a lot more culling. So more storage space than we actually need. And that's our storage. Okay, so now I'll give you a tour of our bedroom area, cupboard, also called. So first is this cupboard here. It's actually like kitchen stuff and extras. So down here is a lot of hiking food. This is extra supplies, extra medicines, toilet paper, just miscellaneous stuff. We keep our mandolin back there, that kind of stuff. So that's that. And then on this side, on the other side of the bed, is another little cupboard. Steve keeps electronic stuff, medicine, miscellaneous crap down there. Then of course our TV. Dun, dun, dun. And then just an overview. I have clothing down here and a little shelf up there, and then a back closet back there. It's a hanging closet, which is silly because we don't hang anything, so it's stored our backpacking stuff. Same for Steve, backpacking stuff in the corner, and clothes in baskets here. So I'll show you inside of my cubby. I keep books, and then we each keep I don't know, headphones, sleeping mask, that kind of thing. So it's kind of messy. I guess I should have cleaned up for the tour. But I keep pants on this side, shorts, socks, another little basket, and underwear, another little basket under there. And here I keep shirts. Usually I keep everything rolled so that there's a little bit more room. Sweaters that I don't use as often here. And then in here, it's kind of messy right now. I don't know if you can see, but I have an extra blanket, extra stuff, backpack, or a sleeping bag down there somewhere is a backpack, extra sheets. So it'd be nice if we had a couple of shelves in there to make it a little bit easier to use, but it works. So one other thing I wanted to point out is back on each side we have, well, on Steve's side he has electric plug-ins. I don't think I do. But each side we have 2 USB plug-ins. Also up here he has a little plug-in. Maybe they were already on. It's not dark enough really, but this is like mood lighting. We each have a little lamp like this for reading, and then we have a light up here. There's also 2 speakers on each, one speaker on each side for the television. And of course I'm sitting in a, a fan, so that's really nice. We'll turn this fan on to pull air, and then the bathroom, to pull air down, and then the bathroom fan to pull air out. And it actually makes a nice air tunnel. I don't know what you call it. So that's the electronics. We keep lights lit up all around the year because we just are nerds and like it. So here is our bathroom. We have the wet bath. We added a couple of storage containers up there. They work in warm weather great. They don't work in cool weather. They come off. There's a fan up there, works pretty well. Medicine cabinet. We actually added, it came with this Velcro. We added 2 more pieces of Velcro after it opened a couple of times while traveling. Added a little toothbrush caddy. Works out well. The shower head came with it. It's okay. Sink does its job. Small, but works okay. Toilet paper. So behind here is, let me see if you can see it, a little bucket I keep. I don't put toilet paper in the toilet, so toilet paper goes in there, and then I bag it up daily, and a toilet bowl brush for cleaning. So it's nice. You could clean the whole thing fairly easily, pretty quickly. Rug that we take out for showering. That's about it. Alright, so we're at the last leg of our truck camper tour. It's an Arctic Fox 990. We probably said that, but I can't remember. I don't know. Anyway, so here's the last of our storage. Here's the bathroom. I already took you on that tour. We hang our jackets on the back of it. We just hung, you know, those things. Hooks, command hooks, with Velcro or sticky or something on the back. So under here is our medicine cabinet. Just a little drawer where blood pressure monitor, contacts, medicines, extra medicines are in here. And then right behind me on this side, oh, this one just pulls out, is Steve's drawer and yoga block, truck.
Yeah, this is all
camper.
Truck and camper. Yeah.
Warranty or
booklets,
yeah,
pamphlets, yeah.
Information stuff. Just some miscellaneous
random stuff.
And then down here on this side is my little cubby hole. So I have an office bin. Anything like stamps, stuff that sewing kit, thank you cards, that kind of thing. And then I have extra shoes and our bug zapper in there.
We can make a whole video of you with the bug zapper.
I do love the bug zapper. And then underneath here, oh, so right here beside the drawer is this is a heater vent. Oops, I probably just turned it now. Heater vent, and then on the back side of the bench is another heater vent. And down on the ground there, one more heater vent. So one thing that's cool, please don't judge my non-shaved legs, but one thing that's cool is this vent is an intake vent. So if it's too cold outside, the heater kind of knows that, the system knows that, and it brings hot air in from the camper and down beneath so that it will keep all the water pipes warmer. So that's that. Under here is the last storage. Steve has some shoes. We have some hand weights, our broom. Usually I keep bottles of water that you saw frozen. And then underneath is a little container, extra. So right now it has toilet paper. We usually have water, bottled water under there, and that charger thing, lamp thing for Steve's telescope. And then the dinette. So this is Steve's side. It's a little messy. That's my side. Also messy. But if you see down underneath my books is that rubbery, I don't know, I think it goes under rugs, actually. We'll be using it on both sides to hold items in place while we are traveling. Yeah. So this dinette can lower down, then this spreads out. We did it one time. I actually can lay down here flat out, and Steve cannot. So I think 5'5" is about probably the height for somebody who would be using this for a bed. I'm not a huge fan of this or this pattern. If this weren't brand new to us, I would probably rip all of this stuff out and upgrade it. I don't know. It seems like it's a little bit stuck in the 80s or 90s to me. But it works, and it's home, and it's comfortable, and I think we love it.
One of the topics that we discussed a lot when we were looking at the 990 and the other models was this dinette area. And for me, I'm still not sure. You know, we've had this 9 months, I guess. We got this larger model. We liked that it opened up the floor space here when you do the slide outs. That's really handy. It's nice. It seems bigger. but it's a slide out. It added an extra 400 pounds or whatever to the weight of this camper, which is already just a pig as far as weight. But our discussion that we had was like, okay, we're going to have this bigger dinette, and then we'll have our friends and family come in here with us, and we'll have enough room so 4 of us could sit here, 1 person could sit back here. I think that was just wishful thinking. That it really has not happened that we've had a lot of people in here. We've had maybe the most we had in here was 4 people at once.
Probably.
And it was okay, but that was, 30 minutes out of 9 months that we've had it.
Well, we ate a meal in here with my sister and
that's what I'm talking
niece and
Yeah,
our nephew and
yeah,
friend.
yeah. So
Yeah,
for me,
and 2 dogs.
yeah, that was 30 minutes out of 9 months.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that we actually needed the slide out. It's nice. The dinette area is bigger, but I don't know. Maybe in another year, if we're still saying that we really have not had anybody in here, I might be more of a fan of saying I'd go with the 865.
Yeah, but the 865 is a non-slide.
Yeah.
However, it has a smaller opening for the bed. And
Yeah.
that's the reason we didn't choose it.
Yeah.
Um,
So for me, like another year, whatever, if we're not having people in here, maybe once COVID is over, everyone will flock to get into our space.
well, that's what I wonder. Like, once COVID is over, I'd be way more apt to invite a fellow camper in here. Right now, there's no way I'm going to invite another camper in here.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I guess we do have other people that come in here. They're not necessarily campers. We've found that people love to stop us in parking lots and ask to
Yeah.
look inside.
we have given a lot of tours.
So from now on, I mean, once we post this, we're not giving any more live tours. We're giving business cards and say, look up our website, the tour's on there. You'll get so much more information. Because I
Well,
found
we'll
it,
still let them in.
I won't. I found
I
it's
will.
kind of uncomfortable having people
Don't worry,
in here.
I'll let you in.
Yeah, no, I'll let you in. I won't. I found it's kind of uncomfortable sometimes with other people here in our space where I'm just like, who are you? But that's kind of a tangent. Anyway, if it was
Definitely a
you, oh dear
tangent.
watcher, of course we would say, come in, welcome. But if it was someone who's not watching our videos, it'd be like, oh no, not you. So, yeah,
I like your line in the sand.
there's mud.